Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Monday, April 29th. It is 6:22 right now. Market's going to open in about 8 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and set up this room real quick and we'll get started shortly with our analysis for today. It's got a few things here to update. And we should be good to go. All right. Looks like we are good to go here. So let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. Right. So as people join in, I'm going to go ahead and start market liquidity over here on the daily chart. Going down to the 8 hour. Down to the 4 hour. You'll see that a lot of these zones, I mean, they've been here for a while now, so eventually they're going to get hit once volatility starts to pick up, probably this week, because this week is NFP. So we'll see. Going down to the 1 hour. Down to the 30 minute. Down to the 15 minute. Down to the 10 minute. And it looks like we're good to go. All right, guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Monday, April 29th. It is 6:26 right now. Market's into open in about 4 minutes. I've marked up liquidity over here. As you guys can see, closest levels of liquidity below is going to be at 38,462, and the closest level above is going to be at 38,507. ATR right now is currently at 6, so it's very, very low right now, which is pretty normal for Monday because market's barely opening from the weekend. As many of you know, this is NFP week, so you guys can see there's a lot of liquidity kind of just sitting everywhere, which is probably going to get knocked out this week. So we'll see what happens here when the market opens. But there we go with liquidity. I'm going to go over here to the clean chart. I'm going to mark up 6:30. I'm going to mark up 8 o'clock. I'm going to go up to the 4 hour time frame, identify structure. structure down here. I'm gonna leave that upper structure alone because it's kind of pointless to mark it up. At least the highest. I'll leave this one right here. Let's go down to the 1 hour. Closer structure right here. And down here. All right, so let's go to the 1 minute. And go ahead and back up from here. So we got, I mean, it's not even close to current price. This is 1 hour support level. So we're not even close to it. The 4 hour is super far down here, so I don't even know if we'll even get to this point. So 4 hour support level right here. We got the 1 hour support level right here. I don't even know. See, okay, this is the 1 hour resistance. You might get here. And 4 hour resistance up here. I mean, we'll see what happens. I don't think there's any news today, so there's not really much of a catalyst to really push price around aside from, speculation in the market. So looking over here at the calendar for today, guys, I guess we have news at 7:30, Dallas Fed Manufacturing Index. It's medium impact. And then after that, nothing else. As you guys know, this week is NFP. Got NFP on Friday. So market's going to pick up. It's probably going to be slow today and tomorrow, or it might pick up a little bit tomorrow, but it's probably going to be slow today. As we get closer to the end of the week, it's going to start to pick up a lot more. So, all right, guys, good morning, everybody. Hopefully everyone had a great weekend. Today's Monday, April 29th. It is 6:29 right now. Market's going to open in about a minute. I've marked up liquidity over here. Closest level of liquidity below is going to be at 38,462, and the closest level above is going to be at 38,507. There's following levels right next to them. So if one gets hit, the other one's probably going to get hit as well. And here we go. Market is now open. So we're getting some crazy volatility right here on open. This is normal for market open, as you guys know, for Monday, because Monday's the first day of market open. So obviously a lot of these orders are getting filled from the weekend. And here goes opening price. So we're going to wait for price to kind of stabilize a bit before we start entering trades. ATR is still pretty low at 8 points. So it's not very crazy. PRB over here doesn't have a trend yet, so there's not going to be any entry at this very moment, at least until the trend is confirmed. Looking over here at the BB3. No BB3 here yet. Here is our clean chart. So I'm believing the upper liquidity got hit already. Yeah. So there goes the upper liquidity right there. If you guys took it, full TP on both of these levels. And it's still pushing up pretty heavy. Yeah, this thing's pushing up crazy right now. It's going up to the next levels of liquidity up there. So basically, as you guys can see, pretty much every level of liquidity right here got hit. If anybody took any of them, really. This is typical for Monday. Now, as I said, Monday's going to be kind of crazy because people are re-entering the market from the weekend. Obviously, this big bullish push right here. You guys saw the news over the weekend. There was news yesterday about the Japanese yen dropping further compared to the US dollar, which is good for US30, of course. So price spiked up. It's rejecting directly off the sessions. Want to wait for this to come back down. And we will see where this ends up going from here. So pretty strong direction or rejection off the Asia high. It's now currently at the New York high. Now we just wait. All right, now we wait and see how price reacts to this crazy spike right here. Let me check the calendar real quick. Let's see CNBC if anything updated. All right, so we got news over here. It says stocks open higher to kick off new week as Tesla, Apple jump. Updates live. All right, so they just reported that the stocks are jumping right now. Doesn't necessarily say they're good or not. It just says that the stocks opened higher. So with that said, I mean, price might come back down. You guys can see where it's rejecting off directly off the Asia high right here. So I'm not really looking to take anything yet. I'll wait for this kind of stabilize. Once it stabilizes, possibly look for some opportunity here. No PRBs. Not really much going on here yet. All right, another rejection right here off the Asia high. Price is bullish, of course, but we've got to wait for price to get away from these red flags. So third rejection right here off the sessions. PRB is going to set up for a possible buy. There's no BB3 right now. Here's our clean chart. Price is currently at the 1 hour resistance level. It's like literally at the 1 hour resistance level. ATR is currently 16, pretty normal. So here's what you want to look out for. Since price is currently at the 1 hour resistance level, you want to look out for fake outs in either direction, right? So you want to look for price to either come up, come back down, fake out, and come back up, or you want to look for price to consolidate here for a bit, come up, fake out, and come back down. Right, just look for the fake outs. I would personally look for fake outs versus the continuations because price is overextended. It pretty much spiked up right here on open. So you can expect a fake out to happen. It looks like what they're doing here is they're churning. So they're churning traders back and forth within this area. Once there's enough buyers or enough sellers, they're going to push price in the other direction. And they might fake out. And they might fake out again before they choose the actual direction. So with that said, let's take a look at retail sentiment. Retail sentiment is currently 59% short. This indicates that 59% of retail traders are currently selling right now. So you typically want to do the opposite and buy. However, it's not very strong. It's just pretty much, it's bullish neutral right now. As you can see over here on the clean chart, price is just going sideways. So not really too much here to really work with. All right, the price is coming back down. I wouldn't recommend the chase. Probably look for the fake out down here. If price does come down further, it's probably going to come back to opening price. That's target price point if price does come back down. However, what I see happening here is price might just go sideways for a little bit, fake out to the bottom, come back up. So you can see there's no actual direction here. Price is just faking out. Well, it's not even faking out. It's just consolidating sideways. But the fake out is due. It's going to happen eventually. It's either going to fake out above or it's going to fake out below. So we got the rejection right here off the pivot. The PRB is starting to set up here. First rejection. Now you're looking for the space consolidation candle. All right, I just gotta wait. So there goes the space consolidation candle right there. If you get another rejection off this pivot, this is going to be the PRB entry. If anybody's looking to take the PRB, I'll mark it up for you guys. Not going to take the trade myself. I'll be looking for any other confluences or opportunities for me to maybe hop in. But for the most part, not looking to take this myself here. So what I would look for myself is I personally won't look for the PRB, but I'll look for possible my own momentum divergence. The only problem with this here is that it's too close to the sessions above, so I don't think I'm gonna have enough space here to even catch. Sorry guys, my Ninja Trader just lost connection. I'm gonna reconnect everything here on my Ninja. Connection's back up. I'm kind of worried now to trade on my Ninja. Yeah, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna reset my entire Ninja. I don't want to risk it. Last time I got connection lost like that, I got trapped in a position. Which is fine. There's nothing for us to take here anyway. So, well, I set up my Ninja real quick. All right. So if your Ninja ever makes a connection loss sound, guys, I recommend you just shut down Ninja and reopen it. Because the last time that happened to me, or to all of us, all of our positions kind of got stuck. And I think they had to update Flowbots. So I'm just gonna update this real quick. Let's reopen my Ninja. I open up my copier. Looks good. Thankfully, I have a process in place, so I already know what to do in what order, and I'm able to get everything back up and running pretty smoothly. All right. My counts look good. Perfect. All right, I'm good. So let's get back to the charts. All right, so I'm not in any positions here right now. As you guys can see, market's moving kind of crazy. I think that fake out I was referring to earlier is starting to finally happen. So you can see how price was consolidating right here for a bit. Price is breaking down below, but you want to be careful because this breakdown below could be a fake out. So this might be a fake out, and then it might just like come down a little bit and then pull back into the range consolidation. CJ said that his Ninja did the same thing. Okay, cool. So I think it was just a Ninja problem. It wasn't just me. So maybe probably a good decision to reset it. All right, so price is swinging right back up right here. It's doing exactly what I just said was going to happen, right? Price came down, faked out right here, and where did it go? Back into the consolidation range. So this isn't something new, right? We already knew this was going to happen here. This is what I kind of told you guys to look out for, and it did exactly that. Price came down, faked out, came back into the range. And here we go, as price is back in this middle area. The PRB looks like it didn't hit. Let's see. Yeah, the PRB didn't play through, which is fine. I mean, I didn't take the trade. I just marked it up for you guys. And I already figured it'd be tricky to be trading in that area because of all the sessions right here. Whenever you guys are trading, like, so if you guys are ever looking for a position and you see a bunch of sessions in the area, the thing that you want to look out for is a fake out. You don't really want to look for the continuation. You want to look for the fake out because this is an area of manipulation. So if you know price is going to get manipulated around this area, you're better off looking for the fake out versus looking for the continuation because odds are continuation is probably not going to play through and the fake outs are more likely to happen. So that was pretty much a given. We pretty much expected that to play through. And you can see over here again from the clean chart, nothing's really happening here. So if this lower low gets established, I'll mark this up as a lower low. And then we can use this as the range for current price. But right now, price is still kind of pushing around, so the lower low might get pushed down further. But just like I said earlier, there's just nothing here to take anyway. So we will continue looking for opportunity once the opportunity arises. So what I would be yeah, and again, right here, price is coming back down further. So just look out for the fake out again. You know, price might just bounce off here, pull back into the range. I'm looking for confluences here. So the main entries that I'll probably be looking for would be the MPS, breakout V3 continuation, and momentum divergence. So on some entries, I'll probably just look for opportunities to pass, and then if anything, I'll just take a momentum divergence if I have that opportunity to enter later. But you guys can see here, the market's a bit of a mess, and there's not really much going on here with regard to direction. Price is just going back and forth. The thing with NFP, as you guys know, NFP is either going to be really, so from my experience trading NFP for how many years now, I think we've probably traded, let's see, we've traded live for about 8 years now. So there's an NFP every single month, right? So 12 times 8. We've done almost 100 NFP weeks together, if you guys have been trading with me for the past 8 years or so. So doing 96 NFPs, you kind of understand how NFP works. Typically, NFP is either going to be very directional, it's either going to be, or it's going to be very sideways, and it's just going to be directional on Friday, right, when NFP comes out. So the way that the market's currently looking right here, it's not looking like it's going to be directional, which is fine, of course. You can still trade in a sideways market. But that's just something that you got to keep in mind. So as you guys know, Monday is like a feeler day. And with it being a feeler day during NFP week, this is kind of it's going to give you insight as to how the market's probably going to move for the rest of the week. So if this is the case and we're getting this big consolidation or this big range right here, I don't even think this is considered big. Yeah, it's not even big. It's just consolidation. It's like less than 100 points. So price is just consolidating here. It's probably going to consolidate until news happens later this week. So we have some medium impact news at 7:30, which isn't really that huge. It's just Dallas Fed Manufacturing Index. And then on Tuesday, we have employee costs, employee benefits, wages, etc. And then on Wednesdays, we have the actual high impact news. So we have S&P Global Manufacturing PMI, it's inflation news, ISM Manufacturing PMI, inflation news as well. JOLTS job openings, this is going to indicate how many jobs are open for March, how many quits happen. Thursday, we're going to have jobless claims, continuing jobless claims. And then Friday, of course, NFP. So, I mean, this week might be kind of slow. Just keep that in mind. Sometimes NFP is just blasting through all day long for the entire week, but it's not looking like this week. Because for this, you can see right here, nothing's really happening. Price is going back and forth. There's basically two levels of range here. So as you guys can see, there's a consolidation up here, and there's now a consolidation down here. The big range is between this entire area. But there's two levels of consolidation, one up here and one down here. There's a lower low right here. It's not established yet. Once it's established, I'll mark this up as the support. And if we have that support level marked up, which is probably going to get marked up here, let's see. Yeah, I'll just mark it up right now. I'm pretty sure this is going to be established. So this is the 1 minute support level. And as you guys can see, this is the range. So we'll be looking for some opportunities to take entries at some point around here, but right here, there's not really too much to work with. I don't even know if this support will, yeah, actually it will. So now that we have a new high here, this support has been established. And this is the range that we're kind of playing in. So we got price swinging back up. We have possible opportunity for a breakout V3 continuation. So a buy signal can come up and then a green candle following it. And that'll be in line with divergence over here. So you can see the divergence down here is crossing back up. I just don't think there's going to be enough space to take an actual entry. Yeah, it's kind of tricky because this momentum here is touching the sessions, which is a red flag. So, I mean, realistically, I don't know if we're going to be able to take any entries within this area. These areas are too tight. So I don't really want to trade within these sessions right here or these sessions below here. I want price to push out of this area and provide opportunities up here, of course, right? All right, so we'll see what happens here in the next few moments. Consolidation is going to happen down here, it looks like. So price is now bouncing between this session and this session down here. I mean, it's the same thing that was happening up here. So earlier we had the balance between this session and this session. Now we have the balance between this session and this session. So the range is pretty much ranging between the Asia high and the Asia low. That's the entire range. But there's two levels of consolidation, the upper consolidation level and the lower one, which is not great because we want price to break out of this area. We got news over here at 7:30. It's still a while away. I mean, all of the upper level liquidity right here already got hit, so that's pretty much irrelevant. Here is our clean chart. Again, price is just sitting in between the range here. The range is more obvious on this chart here. So I'll flip between the clean chart and our main chart here so that you guys can stay pretty much aware of like what's going on. This right here would have been the breakout V3 continuation. The only problem is that it's touching the session. So not a trade I would take, of course. It's considered a red flag. But it looks like it probably would have hit almost. Yeah, this is a red flag area. So, all right, guys, I mean, the main thing we're gonna be looking for here is for price to break out of this area. Any price to break out and hang out up here. Until then, there's gonna be it's gonna be really difficult to look for any entries down here, as you guys can tell. The next thing that I would possibly be looking for would be a momentum divergence. I mean, if we get a momentum divergence right here in the middle, there's a possibility for us to actually catch that. But again, it's gonna be really tight. It's gonna be really tight because the range over here is really tight. It's 32 points. All right, so it looks like we're just gonna be sitting around for a bit, guys, sitting ducks right now. Yeah, there's not much going on here. I'll leave it here on the clean chart so you guys can see it a little better. But you guys can see it's pretty obvious. There's nothing for you to really take here. You can't even squeeze anything in. The ETR is currently at 17, but there's not much direction. So I mean, you can get caught on both sides, um, in either direction. I don't even see any CB entries or anything like that. Like this type of market condition would be it would be good for some high low momentum scalps and possibly some CB entries. If anything would come up here, but again, there's a bunch of sessions in between. If there's no sessions here, so say for example, there was no New York high right here, and we just had this upper level and this lower level, it'd be okay because you could trade within this area. But I mean, you can't because there's a level right here. So really just gotta wait for price to push out of this area. All right, so price is currently at the 1 hour resistance level. See if it breaks out of it. Again, if price breaks out of the 1 minute resistance level, you guys want to be careful because you want to look out for that fake out. Price might push up a little bit and then come right back into the range down here. But it looks like it's respecting the resistance and support pretty well so far. It's 2 levels. So we got price coming back down. No surprise, it's just coming back down to the support. So there's 2 things that can happen here, guys. I don't really care which direction price goes. Price will either break below, come back to opening price and drop further, or price will just be bullish. So I don't care where price goes. However, I need price to be above this area and consistently above here, or below this area and consistently below here, right? I just want price to get out of this range. This range would be okay if there wasn't sessions in between, but because there's sessions right in between this area, I can't trade within this area, right? Like I would have been perfectly fine taking like the rejections off these points and coming back and forth between here, but because the sessions are within this area, it's just not a good area to be trading in because you can get easily faked out. Like for example, right here, price came back down, it rejected off the New York high, but it didn't necessarily come back down further to the lower support like it typically would. Because you'd be looking for fake outs in like either direction. So this area right here is probably the worst area to be looking for trades right now. I was hoping we'd have like more I was hoping we'd have like more of a directional day today because it's Monday. Typically I like to start off the week with some quick entries or something to start the week off. But we don't even have the opportunity here. It's just going sideways. The ATR is currently at 18, so it's not the volatility is not dead. It's just there's no direction. So it's moving like the ATR is super low, but it's not. This is like normal ATR. Okay. So we will let me check. Let's just look at other things right now because there's obviously nothing here for us to look at. So let's take a look at fundamentals right now. Fundamentals are currently they're up 100 points, so they're currently bullish right now. Looking over here at the retail sentiment hasn't changed at all, obviously because price isn't going anywhere, so they're just kind of just sitting where they're currently at. 59% short. Looking over here at the technicals. So looking at the technicals over here, the 1 minute's currently bullish. You can see price is above the pivots. The trend meter is green. Pivots are angling up. 5 minute is also bullish. Same thing there. 10-minute is bullish. 30-minute is bullish. 1 hour is bullish. And the 4 hour here is shifting to bullish. So it looks like price is attempting to be bullish, but it's not really having much luck, kind of getting that push up. So I think right here, price might consolidate a little bit. But eventually, I think price will push up. It might not happen right now, and it might not happen during this live session, but I think eventually price will push back up and climb to some extent. It just looks bullish to me all around. So you look at the fundamentals, they're bullish. You look at the retail sentiment, it's bullish. You look at the technicals, it's bullish. So it doesn't mean it's going to happen right now, but it can happen eventually. So by the end of the session today, it'll probably be bullish, or it'll at least close above the opening price. So positive gains for the day for YM. And this market's got me yawning more than I typically do. William said, yeah. If you guys are in the Zoom and you guys see what William just kind of had his little rant right there, I definitely agree with you, William, 100%. He said, no one gets antsy and click and hopes it's okay. Bad day for this. Yeah, exactly. You guys know it's a bad day. So if you guys are going to look for some entries right now, expect a loss, right? I mean, you might get lucky and win a trade, but if you're going to trade right here and around this area, you guys can see how the market's moving. You have full understanding that although you probably shouldn't be trading within this middle area right here. If you lose, then you lose, right? You understood that the loss was was possibly going to happen. If you win, then you probably would have gotten lucky on that because you might have just gotten the volatility push in whichever direction price is pushing at the time. Right now, there's just no direction. I mean, we can look for some buys here. Personally, I would look for some buys, but um, see, the last thing I want to do is enter a buy, and then it touches the sessions over here and it bounces off and hits my stop loss, right? That's typically what's going to happen. And you can see right here, I'm hoping they're luring in sellers here. So what I'm seeing here is I'm seeing them luring in sellers. I think what's going to happen here is price is going to come down a little bit lower. It's going to fake out around this area, and then it's going to come right back up for the bullish push. This is this would be ideal because I actually want price to come down, fake out, and then come right back up, right? What I drew right there. Because the thing is, there's a lot of retail traders on the sell side. So what they're doing here is they're probably going to give them some hope that price is going to drop, and then they're going to swing price right back up to stop everybody out. Because everything here is bullish. Like you guys saw my overall analysis. Everything here is bullish. 5-minute, 10-minute, 1 hour, 30-minute, 4 hour. Everything here should swing up. It just might not happen right now. So, the long-term direction is going to be bullish. Short-term direction is not really anywhere. It looks like it might be luring for some sellers, but I don't think it's going to drop very much. The reason why I don't think it's going to drop as well is because of the news from yesterday. If you guys were following CNBC yesterday, they had breaking news from the Japanese yen mentioning that the Japanese yen is dropping even further in comparison to the US dollar. If that's the case, those two correlate. They're inverse. So if the yen is dropping, the dollar is supposed to be strong. If the dollar is strong, then the Dow or YM should be bullish as well. So that's probably where this big push came right here. And I think right here, so it looks like this is just filling the bullish push, right? This is the bullish push from market open, pushed up super heavy. Then it just filled that bullish push, possibly a fake out down here, luring some sellers, and then come right back up. Doesn't necessarily have to happen, and also we're only trading within like a small parameter window anyways. So the actual move is probably not going to happen during our time trading here on this live session. All right, so there goes the fake out that I just mentioned. Did exactly what we expected. It's literally doing exactly what I just said was going to happen, right? I said price is going to come down, it's going to fake out below opening price, and it's going to swing right back up. That's exactly where it's at. So price fake out right here, pull back into the range, and we'll see what happens next. So there goes the fake out I just mentioned. So the fake out from here earlier this morning, and then again, the fake out down here as it pushes right back up. There's a buy signal. It's too close to the sessions. This would have been a pivot scalp entry, but again, it's too close to the sessions. The next one would be a breakout V3 continuation if the next candle closes green after the buy signal, but again, it's too close to the sessions. If you want to get in for a later entry, possibly look for the momentum divergence to happen later. It's not a good area right here. And also right here, a high level momentum scalp. See, this is the strategy that would work good during these types of markets because I created this strategy for a sideways market, of course, as you guys know. So there's a possibility for a high-low momentum scalp, but the problem here is that it's at the session. So, and the momentum didn't close. This might be another momentum signal right here. Yeah, so this is another high-level momentum scalp, which works good in these types of markets. The strategy is meant for a sideways market. So here's like one thing as well that I wanted to show you guys. I'm actually revamping the course. So I'm going to redo the entire course for futures. A lot of people have been asking for that. I haven't started on it yet, but I pretty much marked up, or I'll just take screenshots of this so that you guys can see. It's kind of a lot. All right, I'll just copy this over to, there's still no entries available, guys. So you guys are not missing out on anything. So there's a possible buy signal here that's currently pending. If this buy signal here closes, we might be able to get in for like a quick BV3 continuation. But I mean, it's not really looking like it. We'll see. Yeah, but so this is basically what the new course is going to look like. I'm going to redo the entire course for futures because obviously this is what we trade now. So like there's a lot of stuff here that's going to be covered, basically all the basics. But I want to show you guys what you're probably going to really like about this. So yeah, basically the basics right here, using trading views, using NinjaTrader, using Tradeovate, the indicators, of course. But I think this is where it's going to really help you guys a lot. So you can see over here in module 4, it says strategy types. I'm going to have a whole section with just directional strategies, a whole section with sideways strategies, and a whole section with breakout strategies. So instead of having all the strategies kind of lined up together, they're going to be set up to show you what strategies to use during certain type of market conditions. So you'll see like over here, for directional strategies, we'd apply the momentum pullback scalp, breakout V3 continuation, momentum divergence, V1 variation, pivot scalp, high-low scalp, triple confluence. Then for sideways strategies, you can use the high-low momentum scalp, consolidation variation, high-low scalp V2. And then for breakouts, breakout V2, breakout V3, and the PRV. So I think this is what's going to make the big difference between what we have now with the course, because the course is pretty much going to be, for the most part, the same. The only difference is that I'm going to be including a NinjaTrader video and a Tradeovate video, and then also, a breakdown of like which strategies to use and what types of market conditions. And then on top of that, I'll have contract size breakdown for YM. Obviously, main issues with traders, trading sessions, and then I'll also have a module here how to show you how to trade like a business. I think this is going to be one of the big things too. A lot of people have been asking for, since a lot of you guys here aren't on Apex. So this is going to help you guys understand, how to trade as a business so that you guys can write off a lot of things, and pay minimal taxes at the end of the year. So I'm not gonna work on that now. I just have it kind of lined up on my to-do list. So I'm still studying for the Series 3 exam. The main focus right now is studying for the Series 3, getting the hedge fund up and running. And then when I have free time in between, I'll be setting up that new course. Or not really. I mean, yeah, I guess it's a course, just like a breakdown of where everything's at. And I'll make new videos for all the strategies as well. We have the original videos, but I'm going to make new videos with just better examples for trading YM. All right, so let's see. CJ said the market's taunting us and broke past the sessions a little bit, only to form that stupid M before going back up. Yeah. There's nothing going on here. As you guys can see here on the clean chart, there's nothing really going on here at all. It's still going back and forth between the range, fake outs in both directions. So the trend here is still bullish. As you guys can see from the pivots here, the trend is still technically bullish. The trend meter down below is bearish, but this can easily just shift. If price swings right back up, let's be back to bullish. So this right here is a momentum divergence setup. There's no trend here, so I wouldn't take this entry. But if we did have a bearish trend, this here would be a momentum divergence. You can see we have a sell signal here, price retraced up, then it came right back down. But the problem is the trend here has not confirmed. So There's actually no momentum divergence here since the trend is still bullish. Let's see, Drew said CNBC reported a rise before the bearish push. Probably an update from this one, huh? Yeah, S&P 500 rises to kick off new week. Yeah, you guys got to look out for this too, CNBC. Reporting bad news. They don't necessarily report bad news, they just report it late. So when CNBC is reporting something, that news has already been leaked out. Like that news is already out. So majority of people are already looking for that there. Yeah, the problem with CNBC is that it's like I wouldn't consider it fake news, but it's manipulated, right? It's just like Fox News, right? Fox News is entertaining, but it's all like paid for news. Like you can pay to be on Fox. Like, you know, how like Trump was like on Fox for a while and they promoted him. Like those types of news outlets, they can be bought. So, you know, market makers probably have a deal with CNBC, like, hey, report this at this time, and then they look for price to react, and then they do the opposite. It's all part of the game. So, and I was hoping we get something by now, but there's nothing for us to take here. It's 7:08 right now. Really hoping for some direction. So here's the thing, we already have a fake out down here. I would be okay if price actually decides to swing to the downside now. So we already had the fake out right here. Now, if price actually wants to come down, then that's cool. I'm fine with that. See if the momentum divergence here actually played through. Damn, it's still running. So this is the momentum divergence that I was discussing with you guys earlier. I wouldn't have taken the trade because the trend here is bullish, but if this trend here was bearish, this would have been a decent setup for a momentum divergence. We had a sell signal here. Momentum on the divergence was bearish, retraced up to bullish, swung back down. And this would have set up for a possible entry there if the trend was bearish, but it's not. So I'd be looking for the opposite. Here's our clean chart. Again, there's nothing going on here. Same thing, sideways move. Not so great. All right, so again, we're just waiting for something here to happen. Let's see if we're getting that swing back up finally. So you guys can see that another fake out happened here actually, right? So if you guys remember the breakout V3 that we were waiting for, or the pivot scalp, the fake out actually happened right here. So price came up above the sessions, it faked out right there, came right back down. Now it's coming back up. If it's coming back up here for a second touch or a second retest of the area, you know, maybe at this point, this will actually play through. It'll actually work out this time. But again, we don't really know that. We can't really predict what's going to happen next. But there's a possibility. Okay, so what I'm going to be looking for here next is I'll be looking for that buy signal to close. I'll look for momentum to be bullish. Once momentum is bullish here, I'm going to look for price to retrace. So I'll be looking for price to push up, possibly provide a breakout V3 continuation opportunity here. Look for the retracement, then continuation back up for a momentum divergence at some point. But again, there's just nothing here to work with. It's just, and there's no power behind the pushes. It's kind of just sitting here in between the sessions. Clean chart, you can see it's in the range, but realistically, it's just bouncing between the sessions over here. Let's see, Kenny said price has been playing around the VWAP at 38,520. Yeah, that makes sense. The VWAP is kind of in between where the pivots are. So I would assume like the VWAP was like right in between right here. Like where the pivots are starting to converge. Yeah, makes sense. Because that's kind of where price is sitting at. It's just sitting down there. So yeah, with that said, I mean, if price pushes up, it's going to be above the VWAP. It'll probably overextend a little bit or extend out to this area, and then possibly come right back down to the VWAP. I found a couple strategies that work good with the VWAP for breakouts, but I mean, I don't know. It's kind of tricky. I think like a retest of the VWAP is pretty solid if it pushes away from it, because it tends to come back to it, especially for an asset like this. All right, so we're finally getting that buy signal right here, guys. Finally getting the buy signal. See if it actually closes this time. So look out for the fake out here, guys. I mean, this might not be a fake out because the fake out already happened over here. This might be the actual move, but you'd have to wait for it to actually provide some confirmations there. All right, it's not looking like price is going to close above it. Or am I at the last second? We got 5 seconds left on this candle. It's not looking like it. So failed momentum signal there. We go with another one. Now it's invalid. Yeah, exactly. Nick said not a good place to be trading. It's just an area of manipulation. Like this whole area is an area of manipulation. If price pushes up, manipulation. Price pushes down, manipulation. Price pushes up higher, manipulation, right? There's just nothing good here within this area. It's typical for Monday NFP. At least we have an idea of where the market's moving. So tomorrow, expect the same thing to happen here. Expect some a range to be established on open, and then probably a sideways movement throughout the entire session. Or we'll see when it breaks out. So like we're still kind of early in the session right now, 7:14. So this can technically still break out of this area. We still got like 30 minutes left. All right, so there goes a buy signal right there. The buy signal would have been a pivot scalp entry. It also lines up with divergence. However, it's not one I would personally take because of the red flag right here. But if you guys wanted to take the pivot scalp, obviously that'd be a full TP right there. This right here would be a breakout V3 continuation. It's just kind of tricky because you want to get caught in the fake out here. It's currently at the resistance level too. I'm not going to take it. Yeah, if the candle closes past this line right here, this would be a high-low scalp as well, Oscar. So this here was the pivot scalp. This here would be the breakout V3 continuation. Yeah, so actually lined up right there. But it's really close to the sessions right there. This could be a good late entry though. Oh, it's too late now. I was like, this would be a good late entry if you wanted to like let it pull back a little bit. So what I would look for here is I would look for it to pull back. And if it swings back up, this could be a possible good late entry because it would confirm that price is actually going to continue climbing up higher. But I would want it to pull back a little more. So like pull back a little bit, then climb up and push back up higher, right? Like this right here. This is a good, decent retracement here. So let's see, the entry point right here would be at like 46, 45 for a buy.
Order set.
Let's see if I get in right there.
Order set.
Let's see, price point is I'm gonna have to watch it because it's like, I don't know if I got in at perfect pricing. 56 is the entry exit.
Order submitted.
Order filled.
All right, I'm out. Full TP right there.
Order
So I
filled.
did pretty much what I was expecting. I said if price pulled down a little bit, look for it to swing back up. I was trying to put in the super dom, but I don't know if the left side or the right side is for buys or sells. If anybody can confirm. I was trying to use a super dom, but it yeah, it's kind of confusing if it's left or the right. Oh, okay, gotcha. I'm gonna do that, Nick, a little later. So thanks, Nick, for the heads up. Yeah, because it just says like market on both sides. I don't know if it's like buy or sell, but okay, I can see that you could change the colors there. All right, so there goes the full TP right there. I didn't get in right away. I got in at a late entry right here because I just wasn't really confident about it. But so here's the reason why I got confident about this entry here was because Oscar, big thanks to Oscar here. He mentioned that this was a high-low scalp. So with it being a high-low scalp right there, that gave me confidence that, okay, there's so many confidences here, right? We had momentum divergence, we had a breakout V3 continuation, and we had a high-low scalp. That's basically a triple confluence right there, right? If you wanted to think of it that way, it's three strategies in one, basically, where everything kind of lined up. So thanks, thanks, Oscar, for mentioning that, because I wouldn't have taken the trade unless you mentioned that. All right, so let's put that right there. There goes our trade for the day. Super glad that we're finally able to lock something in right there. That was I'm not going to call it a triple confluence. I'll just call it. So the main reason I would have taken this was for the breakout V3 continuation. We have to choose like one of them, even though there's like three entries that are lined up with that. I'll just name it as a breakout V3 continuation. Breakout V3 continuation. Yeah, because I didn't even realize this was a high-low scalp. I wasn't even looking at any of these levels. But you guys can see, so the more confluences you have, the better the strategy, or the more likely that the entry is going to hit. So it's always key to look at certain things, even though you're not looking for them. Like I wasn't looking for high-low scalps, but because I was there, that was a breakout V3 plus momentum divergence plus high-low scalp, basically a triple confluence. So nice work, guys. Looks like a lot of you guys here took it with me. And I think I felt better about it also because I waited for it to kind of pull back a little bit and swing back up. They gave me the confidence in that, like, okay, I can take this entry and not really be too nervous about it. And it shot right up to TP. So played out perfect. So let me just take a screenshot of my profits real quick. So we got something today, guys. The market sucks today, but we got something in. So we'll see if we grab something else, but if not, I'm not going to force anything here. Like I said, with these entries here, guys, if you guys are patient and you just wait, an entry is going to come to you. Like you just have to be really patient. Like this is like something that could have been easily missed, but it played out perfect and it did exactly what we were looking for. Like I said I was okay trading within this area if it was like pretty low, because you could be within the red flag area. Like you can be below it or you can be above it right here, but not touching either one. All right, we'll keep looking for another opportunity here. I don't know if we'll find another one. We have news coming over here at 7:30. It's medium impact, so we got to stop trading on 7:25. That's going to be the cutoff between news. So 5 minutes before, 5 minutes after. And then usually my cutoff time for actually entering trades is 7:40. So we'll see. I mean, unless price pushes out of this area, which it might. So depending on how the news plays out, let's check the news for today. The news is forecasted to be positive. So with it being positive right there, if it pushes out of this area and we have like 5 minutes to take another trade, then possibly I'll be able to take something, up here. If not, obviously I'm going to be careful and I'm not going to force any trades. So here are my profits for the day so far. I locked in about 400 on my personal account, locked in 800 on my main Apex, locked in 1,000 across every other account. So I finally got my full TP here, guys. It's been a long time coming, waiting for these full TPs to come in. And it finally blasted right through and hit my TP right there. Locked in about 1,000. So I got some slippage on the entry, but it's okay. It kind of worked out in my favor because I got slippage on the exit as well. But I finally got my full TP for 1,000 there on not all the accounts, but on the majority of them. If you guys have been following me lately, it's been kind of partial lately. It's been like 800 TP, 600 TP, etc. Yeah, pretty good Monday. Yeah, exactly, William. 20K there. Solid day to kick off the week. Yeah, Nick said he was personally waiting for the high low to come up, and if it closed, he told himself he was taking it. Yeah, smart move there, Nick. I think that was probably the better confluence anyways versus the BB3C. Yeah, Casey said he was hoping it pulled back to the sessions to get in, but it didn't. Yeah, it's all good. I was waiting for that too, Casey. I was looking for it to bounce off the sessions and swing back up. But then when I saw this hammer candle right here, I was like, okay, this is a price action for price to keep pushing up, and that's why I figured it would keep pushing from there. Yeah, CJ said, I wish there was a way you could safely trade zone to zone when it gets caught in between the sessions. Yeah, typically I would take something like that, but yeah, if it was wider, right? I think that'd be the key thing to look out for. If this was wider, like for example, if this session was way up here and this session was a little lower, then that'd be perfect. You could trade session to session. But because they're so close, it's so easy to get caught in fake outs. Like for example, here, I think this is a fake out, right? Price pushed up above it, faked out, and look where it's at. It's coming right back up. So it's good that we exited right here because that's where the fake out happened. Now that because the fake out has happened, you can see prices now in between the consolidation area in between. So, it's the give or take here. It's really, you can't really, I mean, it's just tough to trade within this area. So let's go back to the clean chart. You guys can see here, price hasn't done anything, like literally the entire session. The ATR is also below 15 now, so you want to be very careful with any entries you guys decide to take. But I mean, realistically, market's been open for an hour, hasn't done anything. So market opened right here at 630, price pushed into the range. It created the range, and now it's just been going back and forth, back and forth. This range would have been okay if there wasn't sessions in between, but again, like I said, the sessions are like right in between. It's like literally in the middle right here. The New York sessions is right in between the range. See, it's really hard to take any entries. And the problem with taking trades up here is that it pulls into the resistance level. So, I mean, there's still a consolidation in range area between here, but this just becomes more tricky because if you're chasing the buy like we did here, you don't know when price is going to bounce off the resistance. So, yeah. But I think the biggest key thing here to look at is the ATR, like what Sadie said over here. This is the key thing to look at, guys, because majority of our strategies require 15 ATR. MPS requires 15 ATR. The BB3C, as we mentioned before, requires 15 ATR. It's not super required, but for me personally, it's going to be one of my requirements. So probably in the following video or new videos I'll make, I'll probably put that in the description that I'll be looking for 15 ATR because you want price to be moving. You don't want to be price to be just sitting flat because if it's sitting flat, you're going to be holding on to that position for a couple of minutes and then price can easily spike in the opposite direction. Looks like we have another pending buy signal here. It's too close to news, so I'm not going to mess with it. This is a pivot scalp entry. We have news over here at 7:30. It's a medium impact. We got the Dallas Fed Manufacturing Index. Last month was negative 14.4. This month they're forecasting it to be negative 11. So they're forecasting it to be positive. And then if it's even better than that, it's going to be green. So here's the pivot scalp just hit full TP if anybody decided to take that trade there. Again, I wouldn't take it. It's too close to news. Or it didn't hit TPS on its way there. And then another BV3 right here. The problem with this is that it's BV3 continuation. Problem with this is that it's close to the sessions again up here. So not one that I would personally mess with, of course. Nice. Rashida from the earlier entry over here, she had a buy stop. That's what I was trying to set up, Rashida. I was trying to set up the buy stop, but I gotta change my settings for the super dome. I figured the left side would be buy, but I don't want to risk it. All right, so there's no BB3 continuation there. As you guys can see, the candle closed as a doji. It's no body at all. So you can't tell if it's green or red. All right, we got news over here in about 3 minutes. Nice. Madu over here actually took the high-low scalp B2. Was it this one right here, Madu? So price closed above, came back below, swung back up. So you got in like right there then, huh? Solid full TP. Nice work, Madu. Yeah, so guys, again, like I was saying earlier with the strategies here, if you guys want to just take a screenshot of this, you guys can look so you know exactly what strategies to use during certain market conditions. Yeah, these are directly, I mean, it's pretty obvious. If you guys have been here for a while, you guys already know what's directional, you guys know what's sideways. But this is mainly for like new traders who aren't familiar with it. So like you guys can see over here, module 5, directional strategies, momentum pullback scalp, MPS, breakout V3 continuation, momentum divergence scalp, V1 variation, pivot scalp, high-low scalp, triple confluence. This is literally what we've been looking at. Sideways strategies, since the market is going sideways right here, these strategies actually work very well during these types of market conditions. So like high-low momentum scalp, if there was no red flags around this area, consolidation variations, and the high-low scalp V2, what Madu just took right now. And of course, the breakouts down here. So yeah, it's not super. I mean, if anything, I could probably copy that list and then just post them in the group somewhere so that you guys could know for sure. And then just match the videos to it. All right, we got news in about a minute. We got news in about a minute. What you could possibly look for here would be a momentum divergence. Because right now it's bullish. If it pulls back, it'll be bearish and it'll probably swing back up. That is the next setup that could be possibly setting up here. All right, we got a news candle right here. Pull up news real quick, see what happens. So we got the news candle right there. Color that pink, take this off. So we got another red flag within the area, which is fine. So the news was negative actually. So it was worse than expected. So they were expecting negative 11. It actually came up negative 14.5. So the news was not good. You can see prices coming down right here, reacting to the news event. All right, we'll let it breathe a little bit, and then we'll come back and take a look if there's any more opportunities from now until 7:40. As you guys know, my 7:40 is my cutoff time, so I'm not really looking to get caught up here with anything, but we'll see. So there's a double body here that's setting up. This can be a correction back to the upside. We got a double body rejection right here off the New York high sessions. And this could be the reversal pattern back to the upside. So we got the drop here from news. This could be the reversal and continuation of higher. So looking over here at our team profits, we got Andreas here, total profit of 1,040 for the day. Nice work, Andreas, all wins. We got Kenneth here, total profit of 1,500 per account. He has 2 accounts here, so well over 3,000 for the day, all wins there as well. We got Casey here, total profit of 581 for the day. Nice work to kick off the week. We got Madhu here, total profit of 200 on his first trade. And he took another trade here, total profit of 400 when he took that high-low scalp V2. Nice work, Madhu. All right, guys, so solid profit so far. I mean, we'll see if we can maybe squeeze one more in. It's not looking like it, but never say never. You never know. It might happen at the last second. This is kind of what happened last week, right? We were waiting and then we actually stayed after 740 for a little bit to look for the entry. For today, I'm not going to stay after 740. I don't think it's worth the while because there's just too many red flags. If like there was no red flags around this area and there was opportunity, then possibly I'd stay after 740. But here's the thing, the ATR is extremely low. So it wouldn't even matter if we stayed past 740 because the ATR is too low anyways. So there's not really going to be much opportunity for you to take any entries here. Again, you guys don't want to trade when the market's slow. It's okay when price is ranging. So when price is ranging back and forth, that's good. That's fine, as long as the ATR is high enough for you to take entries. If the market is going sideways and the ATR is low, right? If the market's going sideways and the ATR is low, this indicates consolidation. You don't want to trade during consolidation. You're okay with we're okay with directional movement. We're okay with rangy movement, but we're not okay with consolidation because the thing with consolidation here, and this is like a prime example. So say, for example, you get a pivot scalp right here, right? Your TP stop loss isn't very wide, right? So this is what you would hate to happen here. So you get into a position and then this thing goes sideways for like 10 minutes, right? And then the ATR starts to pick up and it goes close to your TP and it spikes right down to your stop loss. And then it goes right back up. That's typically what happens because you get caught in the breakout, right? Price will consolidate for a while, it'll break out and then it'll correct. So that's what you don't want to get caught in. This is why I don't recommend trading during low ATR and when price is consolidating. Ranging is fine because you can trade between the range. Like if price is moving like this, fine, because it'll hit your TP or your stop loss right away. But when you're trading and it's consolidating, this thing could just go sideways, like literally back and forth. And then you get caught in the breakout that happens when you least expect it, because the breakout's going to happen. That's just how the market works. Market kind of consolidates for a bit, and then after the consolidation is done, it's going to break out. It's going to consolidate, and then eventually it's going to break out. It's either going to break out up or it's going to break out down. You won't know for sure where it's going to break out to. And when you're trading like that, you're just gambling. There's no strategy to it. All right, so there's a pivot scalp here that's currently running right now. Again, I wouldn't take the trade because the ATR is so low. This here would be a breakout V3 continuation. Again, I wouldn't take the trade because the volatility is too low. So there's a pivot scalp right there. And this could do exactly what I just mentioned, right? So this is what you wouldn't want to be caught in. Sideways movement, because eventually it's going to break out. It can easily come up and hit your TP, or it can easily come down and hit your stop loss and then come right back to your TP. Yeah, Medusa pivot scalp and divergence, but touching news, that too. So for one, there's a red flag. For two, the ATR is low. And for three, there's no movement right here in the middle. So there's just a lot of reasons not to enter a trade. Whenever I take a trade, guys, I don't look for reasons to take the trade. I look for reasons not to take the trade, right? So like, for example, our entry over here, I was fine with this because I had more entries. I had more opportunities or more reasons to take the trade. And there wasn't really much for me not to take the trade. The only thing that was kind of telling me not to take the trade was the fact that price was in this range. Otherwise, price was moving directional. It wasn't touching the sessions. It was fine. And everything here was just kind of lined up with the multiple confluences. But you can see over here, there's a lot of reasons not to take the trade, right? It's touching news price. It's right next to the sessions. Now it's touching the sessions. And ATR is low. And price is consolidating here. So here goes a break. Well, I wouldn't consider this a breakout, but this is a movement that you didn't want to get caught in. Because eventually the consolidation is going to break out or spike. And that's pretty much what happened here. So, all right, guys, if there's any other questions that you guys have, feel free to put them in the chat. 7:36 right now. Yeah, we got some time. So if there's anything that you guys want me to cover, I know we haven't had a mentoring session in a while. If you guys want a mentoring session, just let me know. I know one of the guys wants a mentoring session. Brian, I don't know if you're in here right now. I'll probably work off your whatever time works for you. Because I think you're the only person that really is requesting it. I'm okay with having mentoring sessions. You guys just have to request it. Just ask for the mentoring session. We'll set up a time that works best for you specifically or for whoever wants it. And people can join in on it. Because I'm okay with doing like mentoring sessions once a week or every 2 weeks, but I just don't want to have it and there's no questions to be asked. Also, because I have a lot of other things to work on. So again, I know some of you guys are just asking right now if I can show you the new course breakdown. So again, this is a new course breakdown. It's going to look very similar to what's already there. There's just going to be a couple other videos that are going to be included. So the Ninja Trader platform, which I don't have yet, I'll be adding that because that's what we're using now, Tradeovate platform. I'm taking off all the FTMO stuff, all of the MT4 stuff because we don't use it anymore. It'll still be on the course in the archives, but it's not going to be on the main course. Yeah, other than that, the basics, platforms, strategies, risk management, trade psychology, etc., and how to trade like a business. This is probably going to be something that's going to take the longest because I'm going to have to break this down into a lot of different sections. But most of you guys here already know how to trade like a business, right? So it's very simple. You just got to start a company, and then you can pretty much write off everything. It's kind of what I do. It's kind of what everybody else does. And I think trading through a prop firm is actually better to trade like a business. Trading like a business as an individual trader doesn't have as many benefits because you can't really write off as much stuff. But trading as trading for a prop firm is better because they pay you as a 1099 and you're self-employed. So you can kind of, I don't want to say make up things, but you have a lot more things that you can write off. Like for a trader, you don't have to have a nice car, right? Like if you're gonna sign up or if you're gonna start a business as a professional trader, you don't really need a nice car. So you can't really write off the car deduction. But if you're trading with Apex and they pay you as a 1099, you can kind of it's a gray area. You can kind of say that you need a car for other things, for marketing and stuff like that. Like professional traders don't need market because you're trading your own money. You're not really looking for anything else. But we'll go over that. We'll go into that stuff in detail, and I'll explain the difference between. And you probably don't want to be a professional trader, anyways. Like for me, once I start the hedge fund and I have to register as a professional trader, it's gonna suck because I'm gonna have so many fees. Like for right now, for this YM data, a lot of you guys here are paying for it, right? It's like $7 a month. Once I become a professional trader, it's going to be like $100 or $1,000. It's going to cost a lot for me to have this data here. And I got to pay my dues with the NFA, and there's just a lot of fees that come into play. So if you guys don't have to be, or if you guys don't have, well, most of you guys are not going to have to register as a professional trader. I'd recommend not to. And if you guys don't have to, then don't. I just have to because that's the only way I could be a hedge fund. You know, nobody's going to want to pay into a hedge fund that isn't professional, isn't a professional trader. So it's all good. There's gonna be more cost, but there's also gonna be more profit. Nikki said no trades today. Yeah, definitely, Nikki. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Other than that, let's see if there's anything else here. So we got a couple more profits here. We got Andrew over here with a total profit of 2,000 per account. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 accounts. So 22,000 for the day, all wins, and a nice way to kick off the trading week as well. So I'm hoping we get back into the winning streak. So if you guys have been following me for the past, I guess, month or so, we had a 17 win streak. Let's see if I have it over here. So we have a 17 win streak. I lost on Friday. It was kind of my fault because I took a FOMO trade. And then we had another win today. So I'll just add this over here real quick. So 4/29/24. The entry from today happened at 7/16 for a buy entry. This was a BB3. All right, so I mean, the month of April has been pretty good so far. A lot of you guys should be in profit overall because we had that long win streak. So the win rate right now is currently at 81.5%. We had 22 wins, 5 losses, total profit of 110 points, 27 total trades. Pretty decent so far. As we swing back into these normal scalps. The win rate wasn't great for the past couple of months, but the profits were still pretty high because of the BV3 that we were taking. But I think this trading style fits us better. I prefer to have a high win rate and be in and out of these markets pretty quickly. So, all right, guys, it's 7:42. As you guys can see, the ATR is very low. There's no opportunities here to take. I don't really recommend anybody trade during this low ATR. If you guys want to trade, I would recommend taking a break between now and maybe 9 o'clock. So for the next hour to 2 hours, take a break. That's like typically lunchtime for a lot of the New York traders anyways. The market's going to be pretty slow between now and then. So between 8 and 9, market's going to be pretty slow. It's going to pick back up after 9. And then 10 o'clock, it's going to swing back into full steam. So yeah, if you guys don't need to trade right now, take a break, walk your dog, go to the gym, have breakfast, do something, and then come back when the ATR is higher. If you want to keep checking on the ATR, just look at the ATR like between 8 o'clock and 9. Once it starts to pick up, then you can expect the market to pick back up. But right now, the market's probably going to go sideways for a bit as we get closer to 8 o'clock. So nice, Sadie. Yeah, safe travels. So see you back here on Wednesday. If there's any other questions, guys, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, if you guys have more profits to post up, feel free to send them in the team profits over here. And then I'll showcase you guys on the social media later today. So, all right, guys, great day to kick off the trading week for NFP. Some pretty good profits so far. I think I forgot to add up my profits. Let's just do that real quick before I wrap this up. So I just rather do all this stuff during the live session so I don't have to get off and then do this again. So let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay, so 1,000 times 18 plus 900 plus 800 plus 390. Okay, so I'm 20. For today, I locked in a total profit of 20,090. Not bad. Good way to kick off the trading week. I mean, this is all we really need. So this is why I say that, you want to have at least, well, you don't want to have to like force a trade, but you want to have like a green day to start off the week so that this kind of sets the tone for the rest of the week. So we have a win for this week so far. We're now in confidence. We feel okay about the market. We're not nervous. We're not scared. And now we're kind of just hanging out, right? So like the next couple of days, we don't need to force any trades because we're already in profit for the week. So we're just going to kind of take things as is. And then, when the good entries come up and the opportunities arise, we'll take them. We're not going to force anything here. So, all right, guys, if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, have a great